You're listening to Your Highest Self podcast, episode 43. Today, we're going to talk all about being, what it means, how you can use it to your advantage, and how you can be who you are, not who you were. Hey guys, welcome back to the show. I'm so excited to have you here. Thank you so much for taking the time to invest in your mind and doing it with me today. In case you are new, welcome. My name is Shanae and I'm your host. I'm a retired WBFF Bikini Pro, and in this show, I help you on your journey to your highest self. And I love doing that with the personal development tools to help you around your nutrition, your fitness, and your mindset so you can go from self-conscious to self-confident. This week's episode is a little bit on the esoteric side. So if you have notes, I would highly recommend taking some notes down. We're going to talk about being. And if you have ever assumed that if you just work harder, grind it out, and that things will eventually fall into place, then you're going to love this episode. This episode is for you. I've fallen into that trap so many times, from my days of competing to the first days of building my business. I just always thought that if I work, then I will always achieve my goals. And I'm so good at doing, and you might be really good at doing as well. But doing to have things is the trap. So today, I'm going to teach you a concept that I learned last year, and I think it's just integral in everyone's personal and professional development. And by learning how to leverage this concept, you will have an easier time reaching your definition of success. You're going to be happier as you work towards reaching your goals. You're going to break the habit of being who you were, and you're going to get what you truly want in life now. Yes, now. Before we get started, I just wanted to give you a last roll call. This is the last week to join the Highest Self Mastermind. And this mastermind is a 7-month mastermind for aspiring coaches who want to build their dream businesses around coaching and helping others with authenticity, alignment, and abundance. You can check out all the details down below in the show notes. But if you have, and if you're like, I'm not an aspiring coach, I already am a coach, but you have lacked self-belief or self-trust, or you just don't know like what the next step is, then I'd also invite you to apply. So go ahead and just go down to the show notes and check it out there. Okay, so let's get started. First, I'm going to talk about being. What does it mean to be? I struggled with this for a long time, and it took me a minute to figure it out. So if it takes you a while, if you've heard of, being before and you're like, I don't know what this means, don't worry, I got you. So the concept that I'm going to teach you is called be, do, have. So three words: be, do, have. And this concept versus how we operate in the world right now is have, do, be. So most of us think that in order to have a certain thing, whether that be money or perhaps like happiness, so that we can finally do something important with our lives, maybe that is starting a business or pursuing our passion, or like being in a relationship, will then allow us to be what we truly want. So maybe that is successful. Does that make sense? So some examples. Maybe you think that you need to have the perfect body so that you can go out on a date so that you can finally be happy. Maybe you think you need to have all these credentials so that you can start a business so that you can be successful. Does that make sense? Or you're kind of finding yourself in this story? It's actually the opposite. It works the other way. We don't have to have, do, be. We can actually be, do, have. And when we do that, we can reach our goals faster. We can have a better time reaching our goals. and we can feel successful now, or however you define success. Some people define success as being happy or having things or being a certain way. Make sense? So, first, so the be, do, have is first we be what we want. Okay, so maybe you want to be peaceful or loving or successful. Then we start doing things from this state of being. You see how it's different? So if you thought that you needed to be lean now so that you could be happy, it's actually the opposite. Be happy now and start doing things from this place of happiness, and you will find that you get the have so much faster, and you can have it now. You can actually have happiness around your body now by being happy and doing things from a state of happiness. You don't have to first have the perfect body in order to be happy. Does that make sense? Rewind and listen to it if it doesn't, until it kind of does. So what happens is that we get trapped in this cycle, in this loop of do. We keep doing and doing and doing, and we're like, well, I can't be happy yet because I don't have the perfect body. I can't be happy yet because I don't have enough clients, or I can't be happy yet because I haven't achieved that thing I want to achieve. There's nothing wrong with like wanting to pursue your goals. There's nothing wrong with having passion and vigor. But when you think that the fulfillment of any goal, so whether that be, getting your pro card or getting the perfect body or signing on some clients, if you think that doing any of those things will give you what you truly want in life, you're setting yourself up for disappointment and pain. We've talked about this before. And this is like the actual concept. So this is how you can really leverage it. You don't have to have anything to be. You can be now, do things from this state of being, and have that thing so much faster. So the second part of all of this, the be, do, have, is are you being who you want to be, or are you reliving your past? So important. This is what I call breaking the habit of being yourself. And this is a book written by Dr. Joey Dispenza. Love him. I've mentioned him before, and his book is called Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. And he talks about how our mind doesn't know the difference between make-believe and reality, and that a lot of what we do now is derived from our subconscious. So we know that a lot of the actions and the habits that we have are subconsciously done, and our subconscious is accumulation of our conditioning of our past. So like your inner child is your subconscious, and also the beliefs that we've created about ourselves based on the experiences we had in life. So if you believe that you are unworthy because you've never gotten things done, that is a belief that you have. And so maybe you might be acting out of this belief, and you might be living your life from this state of being rather than who you want to be. Maybe you want to be an action taker, but you have a belief that you never finish things. And so you are operating from this old belief, not from this new belief. Does that make sense? So important. So if you're constantly living in the past and reminding yourself of your past patterns, then guess what? You're going to stay stuck there. You're not going to get better. You're not going to change. So it's so important for you to break this pattern. First and foremost, the key to all of that is you got to know who you want to be. If you don't know who you want to be, then you're going to constantly stay stuck in the past. The saying that I love the most is that if you want to change your life, you have to change one thing you've been doing daily, because your current trajectory that you're on comes from your current thoughts. So if you don't like where you're going, you have to turn inwards and do the work on your mindset. You've got to journal. You've got to get really clear on the thoughts you're having, the stories you're living out of, the beliefs that you're operating from. Part of doing this is breaking those old beliefs and really like diving deep into figuring out, okay, what are my current beliefs? What are the stories that I'm operating from? And then how can I repattern myself and tell new stories? And that's what we do in life coaching. So if you're like, I don't know how the heck to do this, reach out to me. Let's work together. So once you are able to reprogram from there, it's all about purposefully thinking new thoughts, and creating new neural pathways is honestly the only way to break the habit of being yourself on a subconscious level. That's then going to carry over to a conscious level. So kind of going back to what we talked about with the breaking the habit of being yourself thing, in order for you to break that habit, in order for you to operate from who you want to be, you have to know who you want to be. And you have to purposefully, um, you might not believe yourself completely now. So right now, if you've let yourself down a million times and you don't keep your promises to yourself, probably saying the thought that I'm an action taker or I keep my promises to myself, you probably don't believe it quite yet, but it's important for you to practice those thoughts and practice believing in it so it does become a part of who you are. So whenever I'm working with people on their body image, they don't always believe that they love their bodies now. And that's okay. We start with neutrality, but it's also a practice. We practice being in that state of being so they get comfortable and used to it, and that becomes their new reality. So let's do an exercise. I'm going to teach you how you can use this be, do, have concept. Okay. So the first thing I want you to do is take out your journal or your notebook that you write all your notes in for this show. And I want you to think of one or more of your biggest goals or dream in life. What is it that you think that the accomplishment of this goal will bring you? I'm going to give you a few moments. And I'll give you a few examples. Do you think that by accomplishing this, that you will have more joy, that you will have more fulfillment, that you might have more freedom, or that you might have more confidence? What is it that you think the accomplishment of this goal will bring you? Next, I want you to start to embody that state of being that you assume will come from accomplishing that goal. For example, maybe one of your biggest goals or dreams in life is to have balance and just a really good sustainable fitness lifestyle where you're not binging, you're not overeating, you're not worried about how you look in the mirror every day, and you work out because you love it. Maybe that's your big goal, and you think that when you have that goal, you will be confident. So we're going to embody confidence right now. Embody that feeling of confidence in your body. What does it feel like to be confident? And take your time with this. Don't rush. Like, maybe practice this in your meditation, practice this in your journal, like when you're journaling, when you write down, I am confident, feel what it's like to be confident. And when you can create that feeling from within, from that place, I want you to start to think and talk about what kinds of actions you want to take. How does a confident woman eat? How does she move her body? How does she show up? What would she do? If she's tired, how would she move forward with that? If she was feeling lazy, how would she move forward with that? So what happens is that when you allow yourself to come from this empowered state of being, you'll actually show up with more ease, and it'll be so much more easy for you to take the actions you want to get to that place you want to get to. So going back to our example, you really want to get to that place of confidence where you have this really easy, sustainable fitness lifestyle. But you feel like you can't have confidence until you look a certain way, right? Not true. You can tap into that state of being, and you will start to do the things that you have not been doing because you aren't allowing yourself to do it until you have the thing, confidence. I love using this exercise with especially my body image clients because they're like, well, I'm overeating, I'm binging, and I can't stop until I lose weight. Once I lose weight, then I'll be able to stop all these behaviors. And I'm like, no. Embody how you want to feel now. And then I promise you, the binging, the overeating, the under exercising, or the over exercising, it stops because you are now working from this empowered state of being. You don't force yourself to work out. You work out because you want to. You're not working out to lose weight. You're working out because that's what a confident person does, and it makes her feel more confident. Does that make sense? I hope it does. And you can use this example on very many things. So I think one of the ways that I used this be, do, have example was on success. And so one of my really big dreams and big goals is I really want to be. It's so scary sometimes telling you guys my deepest, darkest dreams, but I really want to be a motivational speaker. I think I've told you this before. I can't remember. I really want to be a motivational speaker. I want to speak on stages. I want to empower people. I want to be in a room with you, not just on my podcast, but I want to actually be in a room with you where I can see you, I can touch you, and I can hug you. So that's my really big dreaming goal. And I think that when I accomplish that goal, I will feel fulfillment. But what I can do now is I can actually feel the fulfillment now, and I can feel what it feels like to feel fulfilled, and I can imagine myself like already having hugged you, already having seen you in your eyes and motivated you, and I can start to act from that place of being. And what happens? It makes it much easier for me to show up on my podcast and really like show up to serve you, and not to show up because I don't even know how else I could. But I can show up to my Instagram with more confidence because I've already feel fulfillment. I am not allowing myself to only feel fulfillment after this dream has been achieved. And that is going back to what Dr. Joe said about our brains doesn't know the difference between make-believe and reality. That works on a negative side, and it also works on a positive side. So on a negative side, have you ever like thought about doing something really scary, like maybe like calling that person back or going on that date, and your body starts to like sweat and your heart starts beating and you're like, oh my God, and you start feeling scared about this thing that hasn't even happened yet? This can happen in a positive state too. I can already feel the positive feelings of what it would be like to be a motivational speaker without actually having been on stage. And I can operate from that place of abundance now. And if you're woo-woo like me, you know that when you call those feelings in, you manifest your dreams and desires so much faster. That's like the key behind manifestation, because everything starts as a thought. And if I can put that thought out there, and if I can feel the feelings of what it feels like to having accomplished that goal will come to me so much faster. And I can already feel successful. I can already feel the happiness and the fulfillment without actually having been on a stage. So when that day does come in the future, it's not like a make it or break it on my self-worth. Does that make sense? Because maybe that day may never come, but it's okay because I know that it's not the actual thing that's going to make me feel happy. It's me making me feel happy right here and right now. That's it. So I hope that this show was valuable for you. I hope you really got it. I hope that I was able to explain that like whatever you want in life, you can truly have it right now. You don't have to have all the things yet. You can be what you want to be. And being who you want to be is very important. So you're not being who you used to be. If this episode was helpful, I would love to hear from you. Take a screenshot, post on your story, or send me a DM. You guys have been reaching out to me in the DMs lately, and I can't tell you how grateful I am, especially like the novels you send me. I love the novels. It means the world to me to know that I've been able to impact one person, that you've taken the things that I've taught you and you've put them into action, and you're really healing and growing. And it honestly just I can't even I'm going to get emotional. I'm such a crybaby these days. So anyhow, I'd love to hear from you. And if you want to bridge this gap, and if you want to embody that being now, again, there are two ways that you can work with me that you guys know about. One is through Mindset Makeover Membership, which is a monthly mindset coaching group. And it's so much fun. And then the next is the mastermind, and that is for business and for aspiring coaches. So if you want to embody the being and build your business like from this space instead of hustling and doing and like putting your self-worth into outcomes, then this mastermind is for you. So we officially begin on May 4th. So this is the last week to join. And you do have to apply and get on a call with me because I want to make sure it's perfect for you. If it's not the right time for you in your business, or if you're way too advanced, like I will let you know, and I will point you in a better direction, because this isn't about me, this is about you, and I want you to be successful. That's it for me. I hope you guys have an amazing week. Sending you so much love wherever you are, especially amidst the coronavirus. I totally forgot to even bring that up. I hope you're doing well. I'll see you guys next week, same time, same place. Don't forget to be your highest self. Bye for now.